Hello everybody, my name is That the Video Boy, and welcome back to another video. This time, I'm talking about the Scooby Doo Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover straight out of nowhere. But before we actually get into this, I actually have a bit of an announcement as to why this didn't come out sooner. It meant to be released a lot sooner than it actually did, but that's because I'm going to be working on a super huge project very soon. It'll hopefully be out sometime in January. But it's a super huge project. It's a video that's going to be hours long, like a few hours long. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be one of the biggest projects, but still one of the projects that is going to be just so worth it for me, because it's based on something I really like and something that I just know I have to cover, and it being this in-depth is perfect. So anyways, let's get into talking about the movie. So the movie is basically about, well, it starts off with actually another mystery that Scooby and the gang has solved. And then suddenly a strange noise starts to make Scooby freak out. And so he runs off trying to find it, and ends up running to Courage. The gang follows close behind, and so some cicadas attack them right as they got there. Some really big cicadas. And so they are on the mission to try and find out what's going on with the cicadas and then weird noise and everything. And it's all in all a pretty good little plot that fits with both shows, like both franchises, really well. Scooby Doo's done some bug monsters before, even in the Where Are You series, and especially in some of the later series. So it's something that is, something that is within the range of what they've done before. And Courage has dealt with characters like Schwick, and the weird fly or mosquito doctor character. Both those are bug characters too, so Courage is no stranger to creepy bug-like monsters. So yeah, it's a pretty good crossover movie. After that, they go inside and talk to Muriel about find out what's going on here, and and trying to tell her that they solve mysteries, not riddles. But there's also a sort of mini plot where Velma is constantly trying to decide, constantly trying to solve these little riddles that Muriel gives her. It's actually a pretty cute little subplot a mini plot where you see her just constantly getting stumped on these little riddles, and it's actually something pretty good and fun to do with a character, something that you actually haven't seen much yet, even especially in these newer show and these newer movies. And they then get a invitation to join the mayor at his house for a dinner for some reason. It's a weird invitation, but hey, free food is free food for them. But Eustace is not a fan of riding in the mystery machine with Fred and the gang. He's yeah, I'm not riding in some stupid van with a bunch of kooky teenagers. And you're just okay, then take the dogs in with your truck. So he grumpily puts him in the truck and runs off to do something for a moment. And then the giant cicada monster climbs in and starts to drive the truck. And and this scene has like one of the best jokes ever. Fred says, a giant his monsters is driving the truck. And then Muriel says, call them Eustace, dear. It's just such a good joke. Yeah. They stopped the vehicle before. Well, they don't technically stop it. They are able to save Scooby and Courage before they fall off the cliff. And the truck is absolutely destroyed in a hilarious scene. It's such a good little scene where the truck goes like down a whole bunch of rocks. It's like such a good little scene. It's very cartoonish, and that's one of the things I love about this special, is that it's not afraid to go for the more cartoonish aspects of the shows. And even has some jokes I was like, wait, how does that even work with the Scooby stuff? It works with Courage, not really with Scooby. It just made me go, huh, for a moment, but it's still really good little jokes, too, on occasion. Yeah, they end up going to the mayor's, where a lot of weird stuff goes on, and the mayor has two helper people around the house that are really creepy, but anyways, they go to have the dinner, and Fred, Velma, and Daphne plus Muriel decide to go search the archive area, like a museum, like archive area of his house that holds a whole bunch of stuff about nowhere. And they're trying to find out more about it to see like what's going on with the cicadas, see something in the archive area that explains it. And that place has so many great references. It has the haunted mattress, the mask, and like so much more. And the video that they end up playing shows a whole bunch of characters. And it's like Dr. Dallas, Cass, the Quack, the Chain from Outer Space, and so much more. And it's like such good fan service for Courage, because it's like, we haven't seen these characters for years, and even had these little glimpses of them, just be perfect. Like, and it's just all great to see. But while that happens, after a little sequence in the kitchen with Eustace walks off, and they end up getting chased around by the giant cicada. And there's actually this one good scene in it where they do the classic Scooby and Shaggy dressed up in a costume to distract the monster type of thing. And Courage is involved in this one too. And it's actually a pest control service. And that's like such a good little thing to do for like a giant cicada monster. It's like a funny, sort of ironic type of thing to do. Like, he's like, oh, you're a noob. Here's what you have to do is to be a good pest controller. And it just goes along with it. And the monster just goes along with it for some reason. It's just such a funny little scene. And then after that, Scooby and Shaggy end up bringing in with the gang, and they end up discovering a weird area in the house that a computer thing is calling people and hypnotizing them, which then people just bring their money all the way to the farmhouse where Eustace is like collecting and being like, Huh? Well, pretty money, okay, I guess, yeah. And in the middle of that, there's this weird but good, like weird but funny rap. It's like, so weird that it works type of thing. Because it's like so weird hearing Eustace rap, but it's like still something that really works with the character since he's a character that's obsessed with money, so him doing like a little cash rap makes sense with his character. So it's so weird and so odd that it still works. And then after that, they find out like that the source of all of it is coming from the farmhouse, but Muriel, Shaggy, Velma, and Fred and Muriel all get caught and lifted away by the cicadas, leaving only Scooby and Courage with Velma's tablet to save the day. So they go to Courage's house and go to the computer, which is like such a good scene. Like the sassy computer is like this is my all-time favorite character of the show. But Eustace is the best one of this special, but still it's like all really well done. They find out that there's a dark matter meteor underneath the cottage area, and they just had to dig pretty much straight down to find it, and they end up doing that, getting the dark matter thing while also fighting everyone else. And this really cool little scene happens where they're trying to get out with the dark matter thing constantly changing like the characters into different styles and different creatures and such. It's like such a good scene. And yeah, and it has this like really cool song too with it. And it's just all in all like really good in that part. And once again, and then it ends up being just the Courage, because he's the only one that's able to get out of the cave, because there was like a cave in. But he was the only one that was able to escape while the giant cicada got even bigger, and like this whole thing started, a whole bunch of stuff started to lift up from the ground and everything. And it's like such an interesting part of it. Then Courage grows to huge size and fights it, but pretty much loses. But then earlier there was a scene that I skipped over where it's actually like a really good message about what courage really is. Courage isn't not having fear. It's standing up when you're afraid. Which, like, that's such a good message on what courage really is. And at that point, Courage remembers that. Is like, you know what, I can do this. And he ends up being a cicada along with Muriel, and everything ends up being all good. And the giant cicada turns out to be the mayor, which also turns out to be the Quack and Cat in a suit. And there's actually this really good joke where like the gang is like constantly pulling out on their faces and such, like this one strong pass you got there, that's like really good. How do you get that duck puppet to work? It's like, it's really good funny stuff, because like in Scooby Doo, the only monsters that were real, really, like there were some monsters that were real, but not anything like Quack and Cats. So they're like, yeah, this must be a mask, and it just gives off like a really good humorous vibe. There, Quack and Cats explain that they found the dark matter crystal and found out that they could end up being really rich, and that's also why all the weird stuff happens around nowhere. and they were so close to getting away with it if it wasn't for them. And then it also turns out that that the two creepy helpers were actually like the general and lieutenant from Courage. It's very silly but good. It all ends with them dancing in the cottage after finding out that, if you spin, like when they're being spun a certain way, it makes people dance. So everyone's forced to dance along with them and they end up floating. It's such a fun ending. But you just be confused about how all the money's now gone because the general and lieutenant took it all away to be given back to its proper owners. And it's such a good and great way to end it. And all in all, this special was just a lot of fun. It was fun seeing these characters interact for the first canon time. Because the only other time that Scooby and Courage have interacted were in Cartoon Network bumpers, which I technically don't see as canon. Like, yes, they do interact in those bumpers, but those bumpers are never mentioned in the shows. So I don't technically find those bumpers to be canon. So this is like the first real time they've ever interacted with each other. And it's just such a good movie. And it's one that's definitely worth a watch. It's one that's like really good, really fun. And it's just like, all in all, just a really great little thing to watch. And if you're a Courage fan, it's great for you. If you're a Scooby Doo fan, it's also spectacular. But if you're like me and are a fan of both, this movie is pure eye candy. There's so many nods to them, even in like the intro scene. There's like a whole crap ton of references, even to Scooby Doo characters. They had like the Space Kook, the Creeper, and so many other villains from the show. And it's just like, it's such good nods to the show, to both shows all around in this one movie. And it's just, all in all, a really great movie to watch. As I said, if you're a Scooby Doo fan, it's spectacular. If you're a Courage fan, spectacular. If you're a fan of both, wonderful. It has something for everyone. And it's just, all in all, a very fun movie. The characters are all great. Like, Shaggy and Scooby has like this little mini plot where they're trying to be more courageous about stuff, like being able to face their fears a bit more, and it's like all just some great stuff in it. All the characters have like these little things that just are wonderful. And there's also the last piece of media that the voice actor for Muriel, Thea White, was in before she sadly passed. And for her last role, it was spectacular. She did an exquisite job as Muriel, as she always does. She was exactly on point for her character, as she always is. And, and so that is actually like a really good, I think this is also a really good finale for Courage. Even though it doesn't like close a lot of questions with it, it does explain like how all the weird stuff happens in Courage and such. And it does bring some good closure to the show. And with this being Thea White's last role, I think it is an amazing way for Courage the Cowardly Dog to end. And what better way to do it with a crossover with Scooby Doo? It was just like, this made like a perfect finale for Scooby Doo. It was just, and not perfect finale for Courage. It's amazing. It was fun, and all the actors did amazing jobs. and all the characters were written really well, and it was just amazing. It's all in all a great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just a great one to watch. And so I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm having a lot of fun. I have a very fun project coming up, as I mentioned. It's going to be my biggest one yet. It's going to be hours long, like hours upon hours long. So I am excited to reveal it to you soon. I'm getting the last duties I need for it to have this ultimate collection and to have everything. And I just can't wait to do this project. It's going to be my biggest one yet. It's going to be a lot of fun to do. So that's the next time you'll see me in a video. It's going to take a while, especially with the DVDs coming very close to Christmas. So I'd start recording, just a little bit after Christmas at most. So expect it early to mid-January, maybe. Because I have a lot of other stuff in my life too. But I'm just going to try my best to release it at the perfect time. And it's just going to be my biggest accomplishment yet too. Because it's regarding a series that holds near and dear to my heart. And I'm so excited to share this huge project with you regarding this show. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. And when I actually complete the last few duties I need, I'm gonna share an image of the full series to show you what I'm gonna be working on. Because it's going to be in the community post, and it's going to be so big that you guys will love it. It is just going to be so much fun. And it's just going to be a perfect big video to do. It's just going to be great. Can't wait to share with you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.